my name is Layne, and today we're going to talk about something called a weekly review. I picked up this idea from Michelle B, who has an incredible YouTube channel that I'm obsessed with, and it's all about like intentional living and wellness and just like mindfulness. And I love this idea of doing a weekly review. A weekly review is basically just a journal that you only work on once a week that kind of keeps you on track for the goals that you set. I've been doing it for about 8 weeks now, and honestly, it's like my favorite thing to do. I always look forward to it, whereas with daily journaling, it kind of becomes a chore. But with a weekly review, since it's only once a week, it feels like it's, I don't know, kind of like a treat to look back at the week and see how I've improved. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you all about my weekly review and basically just what it entails. My weekly review is more oriented for my personal life, for personal growth and personal change, and not as much for like career goals. I put my weekly review in a journal that my friend got me. It's unlined, which helps with, it's kind of almost like a bullet journal approach where you just like bullet point little things. I think it's really adorable. I'm gonna run out of space soon, but that's okay, I'll just get a new one. So when I start my weekly review, it's typically on a Sunday because that's my get everything done day. And basically, I just want to make sure that I can be in a quiet state of mind. So I'll go somewhere quiet, maybe go in my room, or I'll go outside. So the first thing I start writing is my thought flow. Basically what that is like a typical journal entry. So it starts with just like, this is how I'm feeling right now. This is what I want to journal about. This is how I felt about my week in general. This is just what's on my mind and what I'm feeling very emotionally strong about. It's basically just like an emotional vomit on the first page. Then I'll go ahead and start with my values check, which is kind of just the meat of the weekly review. In the values section, basically I write down each one of my values that I've chosen for myself that I want to carry out my life by, and under each one I write down basically in the week what I've done that has gone along those lines, like kind of like a win for that particular value. And then right underneath that I'll write goals. So I've chosen 5 values for myself, and you can choose basically as many values as you'd like to focus on, but I feel like 5 is a good round number. I'll make an entire video about values and kind of like why I've chosen to implement certain ones in my life, but basically the 5 that I've chosen are clarity, authenticity, dignity, accountability, and compassion. I wrote them down over there because I can't remember them off the top of my head. And a lot of the time when I write down kind of what I've done throughout the week according to my values, they kind of overlap. Like a lot of the ones that have to do with accountability will overlap with clarity, and the ones that go with authenticity often overlap with dignity, but they are different and they have different meanings in my mind and how I apply them in my life. So once I've done all of that, I go on to the mind-body portion, and so that is just where I write down what I've done this week to take care of my body. So how many times I've exercised, if I've meditated at all, what I've eaten generally, things that I did that I'm proud of, and then after that I write down goals for myself for the next week. Typically, I'll try and choose tangible goals, like go running 3 times this coming week, or eat produce every day, because those are things that you can actually check off rather than just kind of vague goals that are like eat better. Something that I've implemented recently into my weekly review is kind of like a New Year's resolution reminder. So basically all I'll do is write down my New Year's resolutions just to remind myself of what they are and to kind of think about, have I moved towards them? Do I need to trash any of them? Just kind of keeping them in the front of my mind. And the last thing I'll do is just write an exhaustive to-do list. Now this can be as detailed as you want. Sometimes it'll just be like 5 things, kind of big things that I know that I need to do throughout the week, and sometimes it'll be just like a 2-page list of just like menial tasks. Then I'll go through and I'll put little stars by each one that I know that I can do right now, like emailing someone or taking out the trash, and so I just go ahead and do those and get them out of the way. So that is basically what the weekly review process is like for me. Feel free to try this out. It's honestly a really neat way to keep track of your goals, and it's kind of life-changing. And if you do try it out, let me know. I'd love to know how it went for you. But that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.